Hey guys, so I'm back with a layout share for what I made for the Rediscover Your Stash event by Christina Sorge and Sarah Scraps. And today is the 13th, I think, or maybe it's the 14th. Today is the 14th. Um, and I think the challenge will go on until the 20th. But I'm about done. I'm done with the kit I made. And I just thought I would move on to some other projects that I'm working on. So I made 7 layouts out of my kit. And then as part of the challenge, I made another one that had nothing to do with the kit, but I'll get to that soon. So this is the first layout I made, and I can tell you that I hate it. I don't know what went wrong with it. I really liked up to the point where it was just half the page in this pattern paper, and then it all went down the hill, out the window. So at least I got some things used up, and the picture is scrapped. So there's some good things about it. I'm thinking maybe the problem was that the photo isn't a pure black and white. It has a sort of creamy look to it. So I don't know if that was a problem, but I really do not like this layout. Okay, so that's one. And then this is the second one. Now for this one, I pulled in this pattern paper from the Atwell collection. And then I also pulled in these letters from the Atwell collection. And I thought I didn't really mind pulling stuff out of my kit because the point was to use my stash, and dipping into my stash was using my stash. So anyway, I pulled this paper because it really matched this paper nicely, and it made the white doily stand out a bit. And it also matched the photo, and I didn't really have anything else that would match that in my kit, and I really love how this one turned out. So I think it's a really nice combination of like the hot pinks and then the sort of vintagey brown in the picture, and then this really light pink, and I don't know, I just really liked it. So that's the second one. Then this is the third one I made. Now I should probably cover that up. Let's see. So this one I challenged myself to use the fabric that I had. So I cut some of the, I originally tried to punch it, but my punches were not working with the fabric, so I just scrapped that idea. And then I added a couple of doilies, and I used a chalk pastel to make the background because the white was just too plain. I matted my photo with some Amy Tangerine paper and that foil. I used some enamel dots and chipboard. So everything on this layer was from the kit, with the exception of this little chipboard piece, which was from the Maggie Holmes confetti 12x12 chipboard, which I decided to put into my kit after I made this layout. So that sort of qualifies as part of the kit. Okay, what I'm really regretting is doing the splatter because I don't know, it's a bit weird. Like, it got all smudged, and then it ripped the paper, and then it's just bad. But it's good enough. I really like how the layout turned out. Then the next one is this. Now this is for my Rome album, and I really like how this one turned out. So I did some mixed media in the background. Again, I used the same pastel as used for the previous one, but they're going to be in 2 separate albums, so I don't really mind that. And then I matted all these photos on a tag, and I really like how that looks. I don't know why. I don't even know how I thought of it, but it happened. So there's that, and I just added some strips of paper, a little chipboard embellishment to some of them. This I actually cut out from the brochure. So when we went to that gallery, there was brochures in a gazillion languages, and they all had a different color. So I got at least two of each color, so I could cut up the elements, because there's these letters, and then there's some other big letters that I have more pictures for this gallery, so I had the option to use a couple there. Anyway, so I really like how this turned out. I did the border, and I'm really loving doing this sort of zigzag thingy on my pages lately. So there's that one. I really do like this one. I think this might be one of my favorites. I mean, I have lots of favorites from the stack, which sort of helped me feel better about that first one I did, which I detest. So, okay, now this one I did struggle a bit with embellishing. I had the papers and then I was stuck. But I do really like how it turned out. So I pulled that chipboard piece, had this blue that matches my top there. And I had to figure out how to use that too on this page. So I decided to use the 1, 2, 3 because the 1 and 3 have the same colors as the wood, and it just pulls the picture or attention towards the picture. I don't know, I don't believe how well those colors matched. So I used all of this paper, almost all of this paper that I had in my kit, which was very good, and also the same goes for this pink one. I punched out a little heart to bring that element down, and then I did my title. So it's 1, 2, 3, let's go, because we were traveling, and it was sort of like a day trip. So well, we did travel from Europe to the States, and I went on a day trip in the States. So I'm just going with the 1, 2, 3, let's go. So I just used my handwriting to do that with a Staedtler pigment. This is what I'm talking about. Staedtler pigment liner, and I'm not sure. I think it's the 1.0 I use because I have the 0.1 and the 0.3 as well. So I used that, and then I added some enamel dots, and at the top here I had no clue what to do other than the journaling, and I wanted something to make it like a, I don't know, I needed something at the top, and I struggled quite a lot with that, but I decided to use this blue, even though the phrase doesn't really have to do with anything, and it's not the same shade of blue, but it's a blue, and it matches the paper, so it's good enough. And then I cut a little bit of an arrow to replicate this glitter at the bottom, and of course I used the 2 enamel dots. Okay, so I really do like how this one turned out, even though I struggled quite a bit. Now this one. Okay. This one is where I decided that I would pull in the Atwell collection to work with my kit because it was getting a bit redundant to use the kit on more layouts. So I decided to use the Atwell collection, and on this one I did exclusively use the Atwell collection other than these letters, but it is what it is. Oh, and the washi tape. So this one I started with punching a bunch of these hearts out of the 6x6 paper pad because I already had some punched, and then I stuck them onto the purple, and I really liked how they looked. And then of course I was stuck. I don't know why I was stuck so many times. I was stuck quite a few times, but most of them turned out good, so we'll see. Some of these I used some foam to pop them up, and then I decided I couldn't figure out where I would put the picture so it wouldn't get lost in get lost. So I didn't want all the attention to be on the hearts. I wanted the picture to have the same sort of weight. Well, it still doesn't have the same weight, but it's good enough. So I started by just framing those so I could make a picture, and then I thought, well, maybe if I make like a sort of grid looking thing. And that's what I did. So I matted my photo with this paper, well, not matted, half matted, so I could pull in some elements from the hearts over to this picture. And then I did this sort of grid on the sides as well, because just this part looked weird. And I added some of this paper, and then I did my journaling and title. So this one I did struggle a bit, even though there's barely anything on it. There's like no embellishments at all. It's just paper. But it's okay. I like how it looks. I don't love it and I don't hate it, and it's fine. And it's very different. So we'll go in my album and we'll see how that goes. Okay, and then this one, there is a process video for this one. It was for the Challenger Stash in the month of June, and I don't love how it turned out, but it's good. I think it's just a little bit too simple. Oh yikes, this washi tape got dismantled. It's a little bit too simple because there's a lot of solid paper. There's not really any pattern, but I do like the end look of it. So there's this 2 strips. I won't talk too much in detail because there's a process video. I got to use this one. I didn't really use the kit at all. The only thing that was in the kit were these 2 die cut pieces and the lace tape and the triangle and the doily. But I mean, like, these die cuts, these are from the Amy Tangerine stitch collection, and I just couldn't pass up using acorns on a squirrel page. So they went onto there, and then I used some sequins, and it's just really simple. I don't know. Maybe if the mixed media was a bit more interesting, and I don't know, but I do like the design look of it. I'm just thinking it might have been better to have some sort of pattern or some sort of texture in the mixed media. So anyway, I like this one as well. And then out of the kit, after I dismantled it, I made this layout using the Prism collection, and then I discovered that the other prisms and the basic gray stuff that I had matched the collection really nicely. So these bingo cards are actually simple stories, but so I think this yellow one is too, but this is basic gray, and that star is basic gray, and this is basic gray. So I really like how this one turned out. There's a process video for this one coming soon, in about a month, as part of an event I'm organizing that I'm not going to add more details to just yet, but there will be towards the end of June. So anyway, have an eye out to see the process video for this one. Now, we're removing this one out of the spectrum, and I would love it if you would comment in the comment basically on the video, and tell me which one of these layouts is your favorite. So I'm just gonna flip through them again, because I really like hearing everybody's opinion and what people like. So I would really appreciate it if you leave me a comment, and I love interacting with my viewers. So anyway, if you liked my video and you would like to get more notifications when I post new videos, don't forget to subscribe, or give me a thumbs up for that matter, and don't forget to comment on what is your favorite layout out of this stack of layouts. I think there's 7 here. So thanks for watching, and see you next time.